Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs. Today I wanted to share something a little bit different with you. I have been doing some crochet with something called Plarn. And here you can see what I've done so far. I'm not really doing anything in particular. I figured I might make a little bag or something and just I'm doing a double crochet with this Plarn. Now Plarn stands for plastic yarn, and as you can see I have a ball of it here which I've made. There's the join, and I wonder whether you can guess what this is made of, and I'm going to show you how to make this Plarn. And for you people, for everybody really, but for people that are very environmentally conscious, this is a fabulous way of making yarn, Plarn, and using up all your shopping bags. That's what this Plarn is made of. It's shopping bags. So here I've got a shopping bag, a Target bag, and I'm going to show you how you can make Plarn out of it, which you can then crochet and make things. And you can make beanies, you can make scarves. It's waterproof, it's not going to rot. It's really actually very strong. I was thinking with this one I could make a little shopping bag and take my Target shopping bags shopping with me, but instead of having to get them to give me bags, I can use my Plarn bag. But as I said, I've seen hats. It's actually surprisingly soft. I thought it would be quite scratchy and itchy, but it's not bad. So if you are somebody that is very conscious about putting these plastic bags back into the landfill and, you know, all of this sort of stuff, start using it. Start crocheting with it. It's free yarn, really. So what we're doing, I've got myself here, as you can tell, a plastic bag, and I folded it in such a way that these inside bits are folded in, and I've just got it all neatly laid out. And I'm going to take from one side and I'm going to just fold it over and fold it over again and fold it over one more time, so that I have it all folded in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop with a pair of scissors. I'm going to chop the handles off. Okay, now you can leave these little excess bits that we're chopping off. You can stuff things with these. I mean, it makes a bit of a crinkly sound, but you can stuff things with these, or you can use them for something else, or you can just keep them in a plastic bag, and then when you go to the grocery store you can just pop those in their recycling bit. But instead of putting a whole bag in there, you're just putting the tail ends. You're going to turn your bag around, and then at the bottom, which is this sealed end, you're going to cut that off as well, like so. So those two ends need to go. So we're going to open our bag back up, and now what you've effectively got is a tube. Now these ends that we very carefully had folded in, we're going to lay them out so that they are all, so it's all spread out as straight and as even as we possibly can. Okay, so I know this bit here is tucked in like this. We're going to pop that bit out so that it's one big tube. Okay, now the trick to making Plarn, I'm going to do the continuous method, which is a little bit more tricky, but it does work very nicely. What we're going to do is we're going to fold like this and fold again, and we're going to fold until we get to the top here. Okay, but when we get to the top, we want to make sure that we have a bit here of extra. So it's about an inch, a bit more maybe, a little bit of extra here on the top. You're not going to fold that over. This is going to be where we stop. Now, using our scissors, we're going to cut strips, and I go sort of about by an inch. If you think that this is probably about an inch, I'm sort of going about an inch in strips, and you're going to cut all the way up through the folded bit until you get to the bit that we have that is extra at the top here. I'm going to call this the spine, like a spine of a book. Okay, so you're just going to try and evenly cut until you get to the spine of our plastic bag. like that. So you're cutting through all of these folds of our bag. Cut through. Nearly at the end here. Whoopsie, scissors decided to be a bit wonky. And I'm just going to cut this one in half here. It's the last one. If it's too skinny for you, what you might want to do is just trim that last bit off. Now, I'm just going to unfold this just one piece down. I'm not going to unravel it completely. And I'm still going to work with the spine. Okay, now this end is where we're going to start here on my right hand. On the left is where we're going to finish. What we want to do is sort of splay this out, okay, so that you've got the spine in the middle, but you're splaying out either side of the cuts that you made, okay, so that you've got either side like this down the spine. Okay, so that's the spine here. All right, and I've just spread it out so that I've got easy access to both sides. Now the trick, what we're going to do is we're going to cut on a diagonal. I'm going to use a pencil to show you. You do not have to use, or I'll use a marker pen or something. You do not have to use a marker pen. I'm just using a marker pen so I can show you exactly how we're going to cut this. I'll use a pencil. Have I got a pencil? I've got a pencil. Here we go. So this is the top here. And if you have a look, this is where my cut finished on this one. And this is where it starts on this one. So we're going to take our pencil. I'm just going to show you where we're cutting from, okay? We're going to do a diagonal. And you're going to cut from the edge in to the first one. And then you go from this first row, cut down to the second. So you're cutting in diagonals. Do you see this? All right, so let me show you. I'll do it with a red pen, it might stand out a bit more. So on a diagonal like this, do you see? So let's try this and you can see what on earth I'm gibbering on about. So I'm going to cut from the edge into the first, like that. And then I go from this side of this one to the beginning one of this one, the one below it. So cutting on a diagonal, okay? And then the next one, you're going from this side and cutting down to here. The next one, and you have this space that you need to cut through in the middle, which is forming your loops. Again, cut through from the bottom of the last one to the top of the next one at a diagonal. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Still on a diagonal. There we go. Nearly at the end. And then I'm at the end here, so to finish this I'm going to cut again, still at a diagonal, but to the edge again so that it's cut free, like that. Now with this end, you can either attach it to an existing ball of Plarn or just roll it around your fingers. Now you don't have to colour coordinate your bags. You can if you want to. For some reason the ones I've been using are just red and white. They're not all Target bags, but sometimes you can get your Kohl's bags, your Walmart bags. They're all different colours. So the creation that you make can be completely multicoloured and random. But this is actually quite easy to crochet with, which I was really surprised. I thought it would be very difficult. Now, one of the things you might want to bear in mind is that doing a magic ring, you can't really pull this. It's plastic. It's going to, you know, if you're just using it as a thread, it's going to pull apart by itself. So what you might want to do when you're doing a magic ring to start something like a beanie, a hat or something, you might want to use the chain method to make your magic ring. So if you were using, I'm using a larger hook. I used a 5mm. You would make, you wrap it around to do your slip knot like normal, just like that, okay? And then you would do your chain. Now, if you remember, the smaller the chain, the tighter the magic ring. So I'm going to do 3, and then you would go through that first loop of chain again to join it together, like so. And then you go through the little loop that you've made in here. Here it is in there. You do your little single crochets around this. Now, obviously, it doesn't have to be a single crochet. It could be, I'm going to trim the end off a bit. It can be, you know, your half double. It can be a double crochet. Whatever you're using for your pattern. For example, if you're using my beanie, we work in half double crochets. But this is how you would do your magic ring to start a beanie. And you just move the Plarn around, and it works fantastically. I have to say, I've been very impressed. Oh, I'm now changing to half double crochet. There we go. You might want to work a little looser. You don't want to make it too tight. I think if you worked too tightly, it would be difficult to push your hook back through to go through the stitch. But I have actually found this is working really, really well. You can still put stitch markers on it. So then if I'm back at the beginning here, we would go through. Where's the end? I think I've gotten over myself, my stitches here. There we go. Go through, pull it up. And we would want to do a increase all the way around. And it's just like crocheting with normal yarn, except it's plastic, and you can make as much as of it as you have. I did these ones tighter, I'm sorry, it's making it difficult for me to show you. It's recyclable. You don't have to wash it. It doesn't get wet. It doesn't stay, well, it will get wet, but it won't stay wet. I don't know how warm it would be. But isn't this a fun idea? So this is working in the round. This one, as I said, I've been working in rows. I've done quite a lot. I thought I'd make, as I said, a shopping bag. But I just thought it was another neat idea of something that we could do with something that most of us just throw away or recycle. You can actually use this and make something. And what a bit of fun. It's not going to rot. See? Look at that. And it's actually quite soft. So there you go. That's Plarn. What a bit of fun. You have to let me know if you have a go of it, if you try it, what you think. Take care. Bye.